in modern Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words: Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great-uncle Walter?
It's an interesting question because it was primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist. And those really are the background reasons.
So Walter received the Balfour Declaration, and I have a copy here. And I wonder if I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I'm going to put on my spectacles to make sure I read it accurately. His Majesty's government view with favour the establishment of Palestine as a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people. If you think it took 3,000 years to get to this, and then you say, how did this miracle happen? It's the most incredible piece of opportunism. I mean, if you think you had an impoverished would-be scientist, Chaim Weizmann, who somehow gets to England, meets a few people, including members of my family, seduces them. He has such great charm and conviction. He gets to Balfour, and he unbelievably persuades Balfour and Lloyd George, the Prime Minister, and most of the ministers, that this idea of the national home for Jews should be allowed to take place. I mean, it's so unlikely. And then he, starts to fight a difficult battle with the British cabinet, and this letter goes through 5 drafts, as you know. And in the end, it comes out as a rather compromising letter. I mean, the essential point is there for the Jewish community to fasten on to. You have the first bit, which promises a national home rather than the national home. And then you have the bit that nothing that's to be done should in any way harm the Arab community. But you come back to the big point, which is that this is perhaps the greatest event in Jewish life for thousands of years.
This is Job. This is Job chapter 21 and 22. Shall any teach knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moist with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do you not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved for the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing his word with truth, sincerity, with charity, presenting your bodies a living sacrifice. We who are ready to live salute you. All right, and that's That video was basically an interview with Lord Jacob Rothschild, right, which recently passed away. All right. And he was basically talking about the Balfour Declaration. You know, on history, how it got written up and implemented and all that, you know. But this is the house of the wicked, man. All right. And like I read, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, he judges them that are on high, man. All right. Okay. Excuse me. All right. And that was a guy, because like I read, it talks about his breasts are full of milk, his bones are full of marrow. All right. How he died in his strength. All right. You know, these people, when they do pass away, this is a guy who never worked a day in his life. Okay. This is a guy who had a pampered life. All right. And these are this is the house of the wicked, man. These are the people pursuant to Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. These are the people. All right. These rich elite banking families. All right. This is the house of the wicked. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture. This is Revelations 2:13. I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. All right. All right. And Satan's seat, man, is pretty much those small hats, man. All right. Those are the people who are ruling. Those are the wicked who the Lord has put in charge of the earth right now. Okay. All right. And I believe it was the brother in Hawaii. I forget the brother's name. But he was going into the Rothschilds, how this whole operation started in the office, man. Okay. And now look how big it's grown, man. As the scripture says, I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading themselves like a green bay tree, man. All right. So these rich elite banking families, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingis, all these little families, the ones you know about and the ones you don't, which there was a time when not a lot of people knew about them. You know, hence the term secret society. That's pretty much the way they wanted it, but obviously Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai had other plans. But their power was in secrecy. That's why scripture says, woe to them who whose works are in the dark, man. And scripture talk about how they meet in darkness. You know, the whole entire way this world has been governed is dictated in the dark places where these devils meet, man, to form policy, all right, and to assume more power for themselves, all right. Because one thing that you heard Lord Jacob Rothschild say when he was speaking about the Balfour Declaration, he said it was I don't know if I got the words 100% correct, but he basically said that it was a powerful letter, but it was a compromising letter. Okay. Meaning they had to compromise with the people that were already in the land, which were the Palestinians, which we see that these small hats, You know, they don't want to compromise, man. They want to take all that land, man. Why? Because they want to fulfill. Excuse me. This is their attempt to try to get that blessing back. All right, because they are in the Holy Land, you know. But to quote my brother Kapatazar Chicago Capo, they have the Holy Land, but they don't have the Promised Land, because the Promised Land was way bigger than the land that they have now, and they're trying to occupy even more with this Greater Israel project. All right, so this whole thing is about trying to get the birthright back. All right. You know, but Yahweh Shemi Shai, he's looking at the house of the wicked now. He's discovering their sins now. He's looking upon. He's making inquiry. This is 2 Ezra 6:19, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, that what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So the Lord is inquiring about the wicked now. This is Psalms 9:12. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. So Yahweh Shemi Shai is inquiring about all the blood that have been shed upon this earth. All right, mainly by Esau Edom, you know, because the scripture says he's that red horse that took peace from the earth, man. All right, he's that red horse that take peace from the earth. So the Lord is inquiring about the house of the wicked, man. This is Micah 6:9. Yahweh's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who have appointed it. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Right. Right. Treasures in the house of the wicked, man. Right. You know, are there treasures in the house of the wicked? You know, well, there definitely is treasures in the house of the wicked. Hold on. Yeah, there's definitely treasures in the house of the wicked, and those treasures are ours. As you can see, this is a relief from the Ark of Titus, showing the Edomites robbing our temples. You know, which we believe a lot of these artifacts and treasures are hidden in the Vatican. All right, which they work for the small hats as well. All right. So are there treasures in the house of the wicked? Yes, there is. You have something that's called the black nobility. All right, let's see what Google says about that. The black nobility or black aristocracy are Roman aristocrat families who sided with the papacy under the Pope, plus after the Savoy family-led army of the Kingdom of Italy entered into Rome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Black nobility. Let me see if I get some energies. Right, because these were Edomite families, okay, that took over Israelite families, okay, took over in Europe, all right, because the so-called blacks, the Israelites, ruled Europe before Esau did. We were the true nobility. All right. But they kept that title when they took over those thrones, the black nobility. All right. All right, let me read that one again. Micah 6:10. Are there yet treasures in the house of wickedness, in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Let me read that again. Are there yet treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? All right. So yeah, man, and the scant measure. All right. Let me look up that word scant. All right, and I believe the word is razan. Razan, right? And the word is leanness, scantness, wasting, leanness, wasting. All right, scantness of measure. All right, the lean measure that is abominable. All right, and what does that scant measure take form in? Right. All right, which is the Federal Reserve. All right, the USD. All right, the dollar. All right, this is that scant measure, man. That is abominable. Okay, because this basically isn't real money, man. All right, real money is supposed to represent something of value. This does not. This is a debt note. All right, what did the Lord say? All right, what did the Lord say about that? All right, so this is how they have basically enslaved the entire world under this Federal Reserve system. This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So that's that scant measure in the house of the wicked, man. That is abominable in the sight of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. All right, and this is gonna be, matter of fact, witness against you. This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. For your riches are cankered, and your garments are moth-eaten, and your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, right? So this false balance, this fake money, this currency, this fiat currency, right? Let it be so. Currency is going to be a witness against you. One of the many crimes you're going to be guilty of on your judgment. All right. You know, because it's funny that they call it the Federal Reserve when it's not federal at all. The Federal Reserve is a privately owned bank that basically prints debt notes with impunity, which is further driving this place into destruction. This is the greatest Ponzi scheme the earth has ever seen. Okay? And it can only last so long, and we're coming to the end of it. Because things are going back to their intrinsic value. All right? Because truth can't be destroyed. All right? The true value, the true value of everything is coming back into play. The facade is coming down. The illusion You know, because that's what the whole movie, the whole story, Wizard of Oz was about. It was about the Federal Reserve System, about the bankers, how they're warlocks, how they're witches and warlocks, how they practice witchcraft. All right, and then one of their major tricks is printing money out of nothing, taking everything from you and giving you debt, pretty much. And they got, you know, you people to buy into it, man. You fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, man. This is how the house of the wicked, all right, have taken over the entire world. How they oppressed the entire world, and it has enslaved the entire world, even their own people. Okay? Your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them that have reaped are entered into the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies. So now that Yahweh Shai is about to judge you. He's about to judge the house of the wicked, man. All right. This is Proverbs 12:7. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. So what is the Lord about to do? He's about to overthrow the house of the wicked. All right. All right. And and reign in the house of David, the house of the righteous. This is Proverbs 15:6. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. All right. In the house of the righteous, there is much trouble. See, as the scripture says, I know thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. All right. See, we're about to inherit all things, Lord willing, you know. All right. You know, it says, but the revenues of the wicked is trouble, right? So now this devil is he's in dire straits now. Okay, as the scripture says, his hand, the Lord disappointed the devices of the crafty, that their hands could not perform their enterprise. So they're running into trouble now, man. Why? Because the Lord is getting ready to cut them off. All right, he's getting ready to cut off the left hand. All right. He's about to bring down the illusion and reveal this devil. All right. And in doing so, he's reigning in the house of David, the house of the righteous. All right. So we have much riches, man, us that have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Well, even you that are just Israelites, even though you know the wicked of our people are going to die on this side, they get to come back into a aristocracy, into a rulership. All right. But the house of the wicked is about to be done away with. All right. Right. Yeah. But in the revenues of the wicked, there is trouble. Right. And the revenues of the wicked, man. Let me look up this word revenue. Revenue. Income, especially when of a company, organization of a substantial nature. Yeah. Revenue. Let me look at the Merriam-Webster definition. The total income produced by a given source, the gross income returned by an investment, the yield of sources of income, you know, because it's all a trap. Matter of fact, let me get scripture on that. That's why on the American dollar, there's actually a web. You know, there's a lot of luministic symbolism on that American dollar. The owl, all right, a web showing you how they have you trapped in their web, man. This dollar is that. This entire system is basically a pit. It's a trap, all right. But this is Habakkuk 1:13. Thou art of pure eyes that to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he. All right, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to devour us, man, and make men as fishes of the sea, and as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. They take up all of them with the angle, they catch them with their net, and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice unto their, uh, therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat, and their meat plenteous, right? And I remember hearing the Edomite basically talking, I believe he was being interviewed about the stock market, all right, the New York Stock Exchange. And he was talking about how he loved the New York Stock Exchange so much, and how he felt like it was a holy place. And to them, that's exactly what it was, because the stock market is a huge hub of witchcraft. Is where they can place bets on your life and basically gamble with people's life, rob the entire world, and go home and eat a bowl of cereal, man. All right. They could take something, they could take nothing and make something, which is what I believe they call alchemy, which is witchcraft. To make something out of nothing. So the New York Stock Exchange, or the stock market period, is where Esau gathered, or these heathen nations gathered, all right, and to basically scam the whole world, all right. If I'm giving you FRNs and you're giving me something that's actually valuable, that's basically a scant measure. That's basically a scam, a scheme. I've defrauded you. And if I can get you to believe it, and I get the world to believe it, well, that is massive witchcraft. And that's why, the stock market is a huge hub of warlocks. That's really what all it is. Okay. And that's why that Edomite, I don't remember who it was, but I remember him saying that the stock market to him was a holy place. All right. And that's one of the major reasons why Yahweh Shemai Shai is going to destroy you damn devils. This is Habakkuk 3:8. Because in the destruction of Esau, Edom, the whole world is going to shake. This is Habakkuk 3:8. Was Yahweh displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation? Right. So Habakkuk seeing his destruction, he's like, damn, Lord, like, was you mad at the everything, the squirrels, the water, because the whole world's going to get shook up by the fall of Esau, Edom, right? Thy bow was made quite naked according to the oaths of the tribes. Even thy word, Salah, thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the waters passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands on high. Those are tidal waves that's going to, happen when these nukes hit. The sun and the moon still in their habitations of thine, in their habitation. At the light of thy arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Thou didst march through the land in indignation. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. All right. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for the salvation with thine anointed, right? And Yahweh Shemi Shai declared the end from the beginning, man. So this cuts that supersessionism. The Lord's coming for the Israelites. Thou woundest the head of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck, right? Thou woundest the head of the house of the wicked, all right? Okay? And that is the head of the snake. That is the head of the serpent, the elite rich bankers. The Lord is about to wound the head of the house of the wicked. See, that's how you're going into slavery, Esau, Edom. You're going into the head first. Thou didst strike with staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly, right? So the armies of the New World Order, they're coming, man. All right, because they want the New World Order, man. It's funny because I'm watching this show called American Gods, and you got a guy called Mr. World, and he represents the New World Order. You know, he's like telling all these other deities and idols, like, listen, man, I'm what you're all leading up to anyway. I'm the end game. All right. Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses through the heap of great waters, and that's talking about the chariots, right? So he's about to wound the head of the wicked, man. All right. Okay. Let me get one more scripture. I'm probably gonna end it on that note. Right. And when you saw that video with Lord Jacob Rothschild, he was basically saying, like, yes, basically talking about how the Jews, we finally have a home. You know, I'm trying to make his voice, the nigga sounds weird. But he was basically saying the Jewish people haven't had a home for thousands of years. So basically he was trying to steal our heritage, man. They're trying to steal our inheritance. They're trying to steal our heritage, our inheritance, our heritage, and they're trying to steal the birthright back, man. All right. Because this dude well knows that he's not those people. He knows he was lying when he said that shit, man. We haven't had a home in over 3,000 years. He knows that's a lie. All right. Your home was the land of Edom, okay? And then you moved into Mount Petra. Okay. Then some of you guys later ended up in the Caucasus. All right, always in the mountains, right? So you're not the people that basically left Egypt and went into the Holy Land, all right, and then were exiled. You're not those people, all right. But this is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And that is exactly what that Balfour Declaration was. All right. It was them devising iniquity and working evil on their beds, creating unrighteous decrees. All right. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppressed a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's exactly what they did with us. Stole our heritage, stole our land, and they're over there doing it to the Palestinians. All right. Oppressing their land. Oppressing them, coveting those fields. All right. Wherefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. All right. So the Lord's getting ready. The Lord is looking at this family now. The heads, the Dukes of Edom. I'm thinking about the movie Trading Places. He's like, it was the Dukes. It was the Dukes. All right. Yeah, it was the Dukes, all right. The Dukes of Edom, man, which these high level elite families, those are the heads of the Dukes. Those are the Dukes of the Edom coming back, man. Those are the heads. All right. And the Lord's going to send you into, like I said, into slavery head first, man. Matter of fact, let me get one more. All right. All right. This is Psalm 74 and 12. For Yahweh is my king of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the head of the dragons in the water. Thou breakest the head of Leviathan in pieces, and givest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Right. So the Lord's going to break the head of the wicked man. All right. Okay, and you're going into slavery, man. Matter of fact, read another scripture on that. Right, this is Isaiah 49 and 22. 49 and 22. Isaiah 49 and 22. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. Right. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait upon me. All right. So like it says in Psalms, we're going to bind your kings with chains and your nobles with fetters and fetters of iron, man. All right. So you elites, man, you're going to be the first crop of slaves, because you're the ones that's going to survive this nuclear holocaust. Because you're going to be tucked away in bunkers, hidden away in certain parts of the earth, man. And pursuant to Jeremiah 16 and 16, we're going to hunt you out of the holes of the rocks, man. Round you up and put you right into slavery, man. And your first job is going to be to bury the dead. Okay? All the dead bodies that are going to result from all these wars and famines and just pure destruction and the nuclear holocaust, that hit the earth, man. Because, other places are going to shake because of that. It's going to be earthquakes in other places that's going to cause. It's going to cause casualties, not just where ground zero is. It's going to cause casualties, in other parts of the world. Okay. So yeah, you live it up, man. Because your time is coming, man. But yeah, the house of the wicked, man. Okay, and that's these Edomites, man. These elite banking families, man. they're the ones that Yahweh Shemi outside put in power, man. They're the ones that are running the show. All right. And they pretty much sold out all these other Edomites, and they're pissed off about it. So, like the scripture I read, all the hands of the wicked shall be upon them. Which that word in that scripture is laborers. It's the Hebrew word aimal, which is pretty much laborers, man. So all these people, they're gonna want a piece of your ass. Because they realize that they've been sold out. All right. By their big brother Amalek. All right. This guy took the blessing, rob the bank and then give nobody a cut, man. All right. So everybody's gonna be pissed off. As Scripture says, "I made thee small amongst the heathen; thou art greatly despised." All right. But yeah, that's pretty much the lesson. Hope there's some edification within it, and shalom.